So Moonlighter is one of the best indie games I've played, and it's not because it has a super compelling story or addresses some underlying theme, but just because the gameplay itself is a blast, and because I think the idea of running a store selling relics from dungeons just sounds sick. So when I saw there was a demo for Moonlighter 2, I knew I had to jump in and play it. Moonlighter 2 is set after the original game. You still play as Will the storekeeper, however your village has been taken over by an interdimensional collector, so you've found a new place to call home, meaning a new store, new customers, new location to explore, and new relics to collect. As you've been forced out to search for new relics, a mysterious voice starts talking to you and saves your life. This voice arrives at your new home, claiming it can grant you any gift you want as long as you fill the vault. So you continue your story collecting relics and selling them with the goal of filling the vault and receiving your final reward. That's the premise of the story for Moonlighter 2. I feel like it is going to link in with the original a little bit, where we're going to go back to this first village, hopefully, and try and, I guess, reclaim it, but we'll see what actually happens. Given this is based on the original game, there's a lot of really good things that Moonlighter 2 is building on. And so what stood out for me in the demo was the world design, the storytelling, and the overall gameplay. I always liked how well the dungeons were designed in the original, and the world just felt like this complete experience. And I feel like they've taken it even further in Moonlighter 2. The first location we explore has a desert vibe to it, and the relics feel like they fit in with this focus on burning other relics. I'm really hoping that the different types of relics match the different locations that we get to explore. So if there's a snow biome, can we thaw them for different results, or be able to protect other relics from being burned? Based on the footage in some of the trailers, we can see that there are a couple of different biomes as well, with their own challenges and enemies, so hopefully there is as much variety in the sequel, giving us plenty of areas to explore and relics to find. I think the biggest change that I enjoyed was the change from a 2D pixel-based game to what you see now. I'm a huge fan of 2D games, and I really enjoyed the original gameplay for Moonlighter, but I feel like this is going to uplift the combat and bring it so much more depth to the game design in general. Something I noticed felt better was the design of characters. You could actually see more of Will and the other characters, as well as the enemies. Even little things like attack charge-ups on enemies have more detail, making them feel more engaging. I think the change to 3D models and world will make the combat even more fun the further you progress into it. I already noticed when fighting some of the bosses, each fight felt a bit more crafted, and there was more detail to each of the bosses, making each fight feel more fun. Now, there were two things that I felt weren't as enjoyable as I would have liked. Each area you explore just feels like a holding area for enemies. It's not somewhere to explore and find hidden areas to discover rare relics or secrets. I do like being able to jump in and just fight enemies, but I did feel a little bit repetitive during the demo. I also still miss some of the original shop features where you get to set the prices for items and see how your customers react. Sometimes it was worth bumping up the price and making a little bit more money and having a customer that wasn't as happy. I think the change to the shop will turn some people away from the game, but I think it still has its own appeal. So do I think it will be worth playing the demo or keeping an eye out for the full game? The demo is a lot of fun, and I think it's a good way to see how the game has changed from the original to see if it's something that you would want to play. I personally really enjoyed the demo, so I'll be keeping an eye out for Moonlighter 2, but I think it's worth people giving it a try to see if they like the changes themselves. I think it's going to be a great game for anyone that enjoys roguelikes with a bit of inventory management and is just looking for something a little bit simpler. So if you enjoyed this quick review video, make sure you subscribe for more in the future. If there's anything I can do to improve it as well, feel free to let me know in the comments or jump into my Discord that is in the description so that you can let me know.